My name is Michael and welcome to my channel. I am here to help you move into the 5D. Today we're going to talk about something that really changed my life in a huge way. When you implement this thing I'm going to tell you, your life will never be the same again. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you always met the same type of people, you always got the same partner, you always got the same problem? I am here to solve that thing for you today. Is life testing you? Do you feel like life is a test itself? Or have you ever thought about that life is maybe just a series of tests all the time and it never stops? Maybe you never thought about this, but this is what I'm going to be talking about today. That life is a test itself and the test just keeps on going. Just like women test their men, life is testing you, and your job is to pass the test. And I'm here to tell you how you can pass every single test. So what do we do with this? Well, first of all, we understand that life is a series of tests. Like every single thing that you're gonna do, or that you want to do, or that everything that's gonna come to you in your life is gonna be through a test. And you're not going to be able to get the things you want until you pass the test. So if you want to manifest something in your life, something shows up that seems a little bit like hard, or there's something that maybe you need to speak up about, or whatever that is. If you don't pass the test, life can't kind of like graduate you to the next level. Then the question is, how do I know it's a test? Well, every time there is a situation where you need to emotionally, physically do something, speaking up for yourself. Maybe you're supposed to move somewhere and something comes up and you're supposed to fix that thing. Many times all of this stuff is connected to something heavily emotionally. And it could be like, if you've been around toxic people, for example, let's just say that you've been around, that's what you've been, and then you want to move out of that. Well, there's going to be a few other toxic people that are going to come into your life and kind of like go in and do the things that they normally do. So then your test will be to set the boundaries and be really clear and direct what you want. Is this people what you want? And then yes or no. If it's a no, then it's a no. And then you have to be hard on the no. And then you have to tell them maybe, you know what? I appreciate you, but sorry, I don't want this for my life. I'm going to do this and this. So thank you for this time and bye-bye. And when we understand this, it just makes everything so much simpler, because then we can actually take the steps towards where we want to be. And here is the tricky thing, is to catch yourself when life happens and you're in this drama and you kind of like, oh, this and this and this is happening. You have to step back and like, oh, it's a test. Interesting. You have to stop being reactive to the situation and start observing from another place. You're like, life is like, oh, life is testing me right now. What happens if I do this? And then maybe that is a different thing that you normally use to react. So you cannot be reactive in this phase. You have to step out of the reactiveness, because in the past you were always reactive all the time, and the only thing you did was to react to the situation. And then you're stuck in all of these like patterns of people and situations and dramas and whatever that. So the first thing is to really step out of that, and you're like, that itself is very empowering. It's a feeling of like, oh, it's a test. Great, I can respond differently. What happens if I respond like this? Oh, that's maybe a little bit more scary, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. Because I am more healed now than I was before. I have proof that I'm more healed, and I've done work with myself, that I no longer have to be reactive to the situations that comes to me. And when you know this, you can play around and you're like, oh, another test. Then I know I'm about to get what? Passing the test and going to the next level. And then every time you pass a test, you just like, I'm leveling up, baby. I'm fucking leveling up. I'm leveling up. I'm leveling up. And that thing never stops. This has to be playful for you. This has to be like, I love passing tests and I can bring some more on. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do the work with myself and whatever that work is, and I'm gonna make sure that I get the things that I want through passing the test. When they come, I'm gonna observe and look and take different action instead of reaction. You know what it's gonna do to you? It's gonna make you feel very alive. And when you pass a test, what do? Amazing! You celebrate and you kind of like, amazing, that's so good. That's gonna make you feel like you get progress. Progress equal happiness. Remember that. Progress equals happiness. And when we get more progress, we can see our life taking momentum, and all of a sudden we are on this kind of like beautiful trip that's called life. And when we're on this journey, we know that our life is moving on. Maybe it doesn't feel the same because in the past you used to be really productive in everything you do, and you put all of your value into getting progress in terms of like doing things. Now the tables has turned, and your progress is in the way you are changed. It's about the person you become, not really much about the goals or about what you actually get out of it. It's about who you become as a person. And when you become the person that you want to really be, then you're gonna get all of this stuff. You see, people have got this all wrong, where they think they should have to get this stuff before they can be the person. No, be the person, then get the things, and then you can have all that, whatever you want to have. If this isn't life-changing, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe because that makes the channel grow. I appreciate you, and I see you in the next video.